What's poppin', Dub Nation? Welcome back to Tub Takes. This is a VGC video podcast where we go over what's been making waves in the scene. Today, I am joined by my co-host Audie.
Hello, everyone. I'm a little. Whoop, that was not what I meant to do. Okay. Hello, everyone. How's it going?
um,
Got to watch you at your hometown regional, Alex. I'm really sad they didn't put you on stream. But yeah,
mhm,
we
mhm.
had some. It was a fun one to watch.
Absolutely. I mean, Regulation F. Everybody loves it. It's probably the best format we've had in recent years. Everyone has all good, but only good things to say about it. And I'm sure our two guests will have some lovely things to say about it as well. Today we have two top 8 finishers from the Seattle Regionals. We are joined by on the top side, Ethan. How you doing?
Doing good, doing good.
Glad to have you on, and Rob also joining us here. How you doing, Rob?
I'm good. Thanks, guys, for having me on. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Excited, and yeah, I mean, as much as the Seattle Regionals will be a focus today, we will also definitely be talking about that Pokemon Presents and all the news that announced as well, and what that has implication wise for VGC going forward. So if you guys have questions about that, or questions for our guests, or any questions in general, feel free to put them in the Twitch chat now. We'll be reading it as we go along. And if you are watching this now but you're not going to be able to watch the whole thing, or you'd much rather watch me talk at 2x speed on YouTube or something like that, then you can check it out on Audie's YouTube channel tomorrow. CK49 is the YouTube channel. Exclamation point YT in the chat if you ever forget it or something like that. And let's see. Then other than that, I think we are good to get into it. Sure, let's do it. So I think on the docket here or whatever, the first stuff I have is all the presents stuff. So I think we are going to just start right with the juicy stuff. I don't actually think there's any upcoming tournament signups or things like that to mention. So this is kind of the order of things. So yeah, we're going right into it. And Pokemon XP was actually one of the first things mentioned in the presents. I don't remember what was the very first thing that they opened with. It wasn't this. This was like second. Uh, it was something minor, something that we don't really interface
It
with
wasn't
much.
Poketopia, right? I know that was pretty early too.
Yeah, yeah. Anyways, we might come back to it. I might open up a page that shows it. Anyways, so Pokemon XP, Chris Brown did say in that presentation that we are going to be playing Pokemon Champions at Worlds. He did mention that, and I was like, okay, like he said it himself. So you know, if there's people who are having all kinds of doubts as to when we're actually going to get to playing on Pokemon Champions, but I don't know. Chris is still saying it in this Pokemon Presents today. So it was the Game Boy Music player. Thank you. I forgot about that.
Oh my God, dude, that
Oh,
made me so angry. Well, who buys that? It's literally.
It's so
I,
We've
I,
had
I
dumb.
was I
we've
was I was
had
honestly thinking
nicer
the same thing.
iPods for like decades. It's limited to just a couple Pokemon songs. Come on,
Ethan, what were you
really?
saying
Who
about it?
buys that?
I was having the exact same thoughts when I watched. I'm like, all right, just I'm not getting this. Just move on. I'm the one who would
No,
want this.
it's literally like an inconvenient iPod. Genuinely, like that's just
Yeah,
lame.
genuinely.
Anyways, you buy it and flip it in 10 years. I mean, that's pretty real. Yeah, yeah. Anyways, so the other news that we got besides Chris confirming that Champions is still on the plan for Worlds is this part right here. Fans can register for the multi-day interest list April 2nd to 23rd for a chance to purchase multi-day passes. So this is what we were like promised to do like 5 months ago or whatever. Or actually, it's like almost closer to 6 or something like this at this point. Um, and then they like on the day of were like, we're gonna postpone indefinitely, right? This is what we're ultimately getting back to. Is this is what we've been waiting for to actually be able to buy tickets for this thing. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah, I guess this is just off of memory, but does every player get like a +1 or something like that? +1 or +2? Just
Every player
+1?
gets two plus two.
Ooh, a +2. Okay.
And you could so they split it up so that you can pick any day to go and check everything out, or you can get the multi-day pass. And I think even the multi-day pass also requires the Chase Center add-on as for the to watch the finals. And so as a player, the passes that you get are for everything. They're all inclusive, which is pretty cool. They're worth a, and I think they have the prices as well for the if you just want to buy the multi-day pass plus arena experience. You can see exactly how much a World's Invite is actually worth.
How much a World's Invite is worth is funny.
I actually have a question about this.
Yeah, what's that?
So, as a player, we get access to this event for just for qualifying. Is that how that works?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's sick.
it is pretty
Alright.
cool. And also, there was one cool part in it might have been down in the FAQ or something like that. But if you're like, honestly, if you're in like a boat that I'm at right now, where you're like, you're not 100% sure if you're going to qualify for Worlds, but you know that you want to go to Worlds. It sounds like you can sign up for this, and then it gets like refunded if you like earn a Worlds invite. I'm trying to find the section where it's mentioned. It's probably in the FAQ section or something like that. But yeah, I just remember seeing that a long time ago. Honestly, it's so long ago that I ended up reading this because it's been so long since we were originally talking about this thing. Yeah, I'm not really seeing it. Qualified competitors are encouraged to join the interest list now. Qualified competitors will be refunded for their attendee registration fee if applicable. So
I see.
it's kind of cool. Like honestly, that's a cool policy for players. So I mean, it's nice to see if you like know that you're going.
Okay.
Anyways, I don't know if there's anything else to say on Pokemon XP because they didn't really give us any other like big news about it besides that they're doing it and that we'll finally be able to sign up for it. So moving on, they announced that Mega Garchomp Z is coming to ZA. Now, first off, hands up if you bought the Legend ZA DLC.
No, sir.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
did
No
not
hands are up.
buy
No hands are
that.
up. Next up,
No.
next up, hands up if you knew that Garchomp Z was not in the game already. See,
No, sir.
I did not know. I did not know that Garchomp. I found out actually like I guess about a week ago, like 3 days in advance. Justin Burns told me, he's like, I wonder if they're gonna announce at Pokemon Presents that Garchomp Z like coming out. And I was like, what do you mean? I was like, don't we already know about Garchomp Z? Apparently, he hasn't been in the game this whole time, so he's now coming to the game. So this is barely VGC news. Not a whole lot to say about it. But basically, I just wanted to mention that I do think this is probably the Mega I'm like most interested in competitively. Like it just seems like it's the new Shadow Rider type Pokemon. Like not like in that it's clicking Astral Barrage and getting a +1 every time it clicks it with insane typing. But like it just has like really crazy speed and power paired with very like solid bulk. So I'm very interested in this Mega. I think he's gonna be cool if he's legal. Whenever he ends up being legal,
Yeah,
who
might
knows?
be news. Might be news if we get the game in the next
Right.
month or two.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about champions and how they are going to maybe slowly reveal more and more megas in that game later. But before that, I want to talk about the other new megas. We have the abilities, right, for the starters.
Yeah, I don't know where I have that along the lines. Let me see. I definitely grabbed one for it.
Oh,
this
it's
one.
it's in the abilities. Yeah.
Yeah, I put it in the champion section, but we can talk about it really quick right now because it's kind of tangential anyways. Yeah, they announced the abilities for the Kalos starters. Yes, Kalos megas. And so they are, funnily enough, what you would guess or what you would appear to believe, I guess. So like they just gave Greninja and Chestnut their hidden abilities, Bulletproof and Protean, and they gave Delphox Levitate. And honestly, the Delphox one getting Levitate is the one that's the most newsworthy. If people were looking at this on Twitter, they probably saw lots of people say like, haha, rip Psy Spam, haha, like you don't get to click Expanding Force. But I also think on the subject of the other two, I'm just very underwhelmed. Like they really just didn't want to do anything different or creative with them. So boring.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping the Greninja at least would get a new ability, but
Right?
I'm definitely not surprised at the Chestnut ability being the same.
Yeah, no.
I'm
It's a
kind
good
of surprised
ability
with
on
the
it.
Chestnut ability being the same. It's the one that I thought they had the most room to do something different with. Bulletproof is
Right.
pretty uninspiring. It's not very good for a mega. And whereas like Protean is a good ability. I think Mega Gengar, Mega Greninja will still be good. with Protean because it works pretty well with megas. It gets to change your type and then change it back when you mega and then change it again, which is pretty cool.
It's funky like that, right?
Right. But bulletproof just does it's Chestnut is just not going to be good. We don't know if Mega Greninja is going to be good. Maybe Levitate Fire type will see some play with Mega Delphox, but I can tell you right now, Chestnut, I don't think it's going to see any
Hey,
play.
man, you talking crazy about Chestnut, but out of the three of them, Chestnut has the most Regulation F tournament finishes.
So true.
People
So
used that
true,
2 years
yeah.
ago. I remember this. People used that 2 years ago.
The belly drum glide. Belly drum glide.
Yeah, the belly
Yeah.
drum glide set.
Let's see. So then I don't think there was actually any news about Floette here. And then while we're just on the subject of the trailers and stuff, talking about like the megas and abilities, it does seem like Raichu X is going to get Electric Surge based on like people were like really digging into the trailer, and it seemed like before Raichu attacks, there's no electric terrain, and then they cut the footage just a little bit, but after it attacks, people are thinking that it looks like electric terrain is up. The field kind of has like a bit of like a yellowy aura to it. Could have just been part of this attack animation, who knows? But regardless, I think electric terrain on a mega would be pretty fun, would be pretty cool. And I mean, like it really depends a lot on if the what are they called? The Paradoxmons are in right away, but I don't think they'll be in the game for a little bit at least. So I think it's like a decent ability on a probably bad mega, anyways. So. With that said, though, let's go ahead and go ahead.
I'm going to give my comment. I think it sucks. We have the stats for Mega Raichu. It's got a
Yes.
135 attack and a 110 speed, so it's not hitting hard enough even with electric terrain. Like it has like Volt Tackle, so it's just taking recoil, and its bulk is also bad too. So like, it just doesn't really have anything going for it. I think.
It's clicking Volt Tackle with that base 60 HP, so
Mhm.
it also
You hit a
it also
Dondozo
kills
and you
itself.
suicide,
You're
unfortunately.
just you
Yeah, you're dead.
Kill yourself.
Oh no, man, that's tough luck.
We'll
That's
see what
tough luck.
Raichu Y gets. Raichu Y's got a little better stat spread.
Right. 55 defense. It's dying to Breloom's Mach Punch, man.
It's-
Holy.
It's very min maxed. It's about as min maxed as you can make a Raichu.
Right. That's crazy. Oh man. Yeah. Okay. So jumping back a little bit, let me see. So what other oh yeah, I grabbed this page because I wanted to talk about the old games that are very mildly relevant for VGC, so we won't spend too much time on them. We talked about Fire Red Leaf Green and how it being leaked and stuff like that. The one thing about it is that it does seem like they will have home capability. So if you really want to get some Boomermons and transfer them forward to have like cool marks, I mean, I guess you could do that for Scarlet and Violet still, because we still have some Scarlet and Violet tournaments. For Champions, I don't know if we're gonna have like marks or anything like that. I don't know if that's confirmed or not. But the and then in Pokemon XD, the only thing about XD that I wanted to mention is that one, I don't think it'll have home connectivity. I feel like that's pretty unlikely because it's on the like virtual console stuff, and also it's just whack that they didn't give us champion or not champions, Coliseum. I don't know why they like skipped straight to this one. It's like technically the more complete game if you've played both. Like it has like a bit of like overlapping content, but like I don't know, it's weird. But yeah, I don't know anything about XD or Leaf Green that I left out before I should move us on to the next thing.
You guys play XD growing up?
I did.
Nope.
Wait, not growing up, honestly. Like
You played it later.
yes, like I played it in college.
When did that game come out?
Probably
mid 2000s.
Mid
I was gonna say, like,
2000s. I was like 5
06?
years old. I was sick at
Wait.
5 years old. No, I never.
It
I
actually-
never
I
played it.
had this game. This is one of my first GameCube games. I played so much of Gale of Darkness.
It's sick.
And it's good. It probably didn't age super well, but I did really enjoy it, and I really like that you can get Pokemon with the ribbon that says 100x victorious in game.
Right, that's fun.
If you play through that, and so if you had home compatibility, I would have been really excited for this, but it doesn't. So I am not especially excited for this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I am a little excited. I thought Chattanooga was like the coolest thing ever when I was like
Right?
8 years old. So I'm like, dang, I want that. Like, why can't I play that?
It's Deviant Art Lugia. Lugia but cool. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm definitely still like, I think it's definitely a cool one, but obviously not huge for the VGC scene in any sense. So anyways, the next one I think I have here is Winds and Waves, which is, this is actually the funniest like question mark for VGC relevance. Like we'll definitely talk about it. It will be relevant to VGC no matter what, whether it's directly or like a little more like secondhand or something like that. We'll find out. Like I guess just how direct it is. Because like one of the first questions is like, let's say they release the new Winds and Waves game, and we're still playing on Champions. Like we're gonna be playing on Champions forever. When are we getting the Winds and Waves Pokemon? Like that's the funny thing. It's like when do Winds and Waves Pokemon come to Pokemon Champions? That's the big silly part.
And the mechanic as well, because from what
True.
I understood from like some of the old trailers, like the mechanic thing was like a ring that was like a dial, right? So like, am I wrong? Am I tripping? Like, it seemed like we would be rotating through like old mechanics.
Oh, are you talking about in Champions?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's called the Omni Bracelet? Omni Ring?
Omni Ring.
Omni
Ring.
Ring, I think.
Okay. Which makes me think of like Ben 10, because like what's it called in that? The Omnitrix, I think. Yeah, Omnitrix.
The
Yeah.
Omnitrix.
So anyways, they always put the logo for it in the game, the Japanese version at least of the Japanese logo, or they put the symbol for the new mechanic is what I'm trying to say. And so I bet like reading into what a rainbow-ish Pokeball with lightning bolts on the sides means, nobody's gonna be able to say like this means that we'll be able to teach our Pokemon a fifth move 100%. Like that's what that means. No, we don't know. There's no real use in speculating on it. But that said, Winds and Waves, I don't know. What do you guys think? Did it look cool? Did it look exciting?
Yeah, I think it looks great, to be honest. It looks like, at least like aesthetically, looks better than SV. That's for sure.
Right.
But yeah, I thought it looked cool. That I was reading a lot of. I thought a lot of the starter discussion on Twitter was funny.
Oh, definitely. Which one will you pick?
I just don't like the Angry Bird, dude. I like the other two, but that Angry Bird thing on the left is crazy.
I'm actually like, I'm still probably a person that's gonna wait till we get like final starter or final form information or stuff like that, unless they like truly keep it under wraps and it doesn't get leaked somehow. But I think I'm eliminating the water one for me. It just feels the most uninspired personally. I'm just like, I feel like we've seen stuff like this. Adi, where are you at?
Everyone I saw online was the Gekka. I think it's Gekka hater.
Gekwa.
I think the Gecko is cool. I really do. I'm going. I think I'm going. I mean, we'll see what the final evolutions look like, but I think I'm going water this time. I think the other two look kind of stupid. I know the dog is like kind of cute, but like, I don't know. It looks like baby Zamazenta, kind of. It looks like
It does.
It kind of
Right?
does.
It does.
That's all I can think about when I see it.
Yeah.
Does that-
What about
does
you,
that
Ethan?
Ethan,
Which one?
what are your
Does
thoughts?
that drop negative feelings for you? Think about Zamazenta.
You right?
Yes.
Well, I love Zamazenta, and I'm leaning towards Pombon right now. I was
Okay.
actually also on the Gekwa train for a bit, but like so some of my friends call me Epom. No, they didn't even call me my name. And Pombon, like
That's fun.
the Pom part, so I could name it like Epombon or something. I don't know.
I like that.
So maybe I go with that. I think I'm leaning towards that, but I think but I usually choose the grass starters. I usually like the grass starters, but I didn't have a great first impression with Brout, but I don't know, the Twitter memes are kind of funny, so
I know it does.
he's warmed up to me a bit.
There's only so many ideas left for them to do, but like it is kind of crazy that they've already gone back to like Little Grass Bird when Rowlet was like not even like the oldest grass starter. It's like kind of more in the middle, so like or like late middle. So it's kind of silly that we're already back, but it'll probably look quite different once it evolves.
Yeah. What do you guys think about the region as a whole? Because I thought it gave me a lot of Hoenn vibes.
Oh.
If we maybe going back there later on.
Oh,
But
never mind.
yeah,
I thought you were
that
trying
was
to say where
no,
it's based off of in real life, basically, because I got nothing on
no,
that.
no. I thought it was based on Southeast Asia, is what
Hmm.
maybe that was leaked at some point. But that seems like what the vibe they're going for is.
Yeah, I think I get that vibe. I didn't play the original Hoenn games, but I did play Oraz. But yeah, it did kind of give off those vibes. But I liked the region as a whole, so I have a feeling also with the way the graphics look that it's going to be pretty enjoyable.
Mm-hmm. The water part's cool. The water part's cool, and
Yeah, that
yeah,
underwater stuff looks awesome.
I really liked
That is
Alola, so I'd be happy to go back to like an island type region. Adi, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking that's the reason maybe not to pick the water starter is I'm sure in a region like this, there's going to be so many interesting water types that you want to pick up on your team.
True, true. Let me ask you guys about my
Uh,
favorite characters that they introduced. No, we have to keep going. Past these starters. I don't care about these. I hate these guys, dude. I hate them so much. I hate them so badly.
They're just so orange, dude. It's just like it's a spray tanned Pikachu. What are we doing? What are we really doing, bro?
I don't know about Pokemon wearing clothes. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like it. This is sad. This is them trying to commodify something that it just isn't done well, right? But you know they're going to try to sell these plushes. They're going to sell so many of them. They're going to sell these on
I
Pokemon
mean,
cards and everything.
People are gonna eat it
yes.
They're going to give them signature moves, and we're going to have to use them. Like, just watch.
No, my silly theory, Adi, is that these are the region professors. I'm like wondering if they like turned themselves into Pokemon, or if they're like sentient Pokemon, or like more sentient than more normal or something. I don't know.
The
They
Rotom phone that you have is gonna be it's gonna have a translator for you.
they yeah, when the trailer cut to them though, like I just like had like a visibly disgusted reaction on my face. I was just like, these guys, they do not look right. Something about them. They do seem like spray tanned Pikachu's. That's a good point though. That's kind of funny. All right. So yeah, I don't know if there's any other big news on Winds and Waves. We'll have to wait to get more on that one. But honestly, I didn't expect us to get the Gen 10 news here. I know a lot of people were probably like talking about different rumors and leaks and stuff like that. I didn't know if they were going to be ready for this. It is coming out next year though, not this year, right?
Right. Yeah. I kind of expected them to have it for this Pokemon Presents because I thought it would come out this winter. That just made sense timeline wise. But 2027, first off, just waiting for Champions. We see how that can be delayed very easily. But yeah, I'm very curious when in 2027 it's going to come out. But this is the first game where they're kind of divorcing it from the competitive battling side, where we're maybe just going to see less trainer battles altogether. It looks like it's very nature focused. It looks like a lot. It says, it emphasizes in the description, you're going to team up with all kinds of Pokemon to overcome the forces of nature that block your path, right? So you're not necessarily going to be facing trainer battles all the time, I think. And so I personally really enjoyed it when they did try to change the style of game and try to make Pokemon a very different type of game than the very traditional game that we saw. Did a lot more of that in Legends. So I am actually very excited to see what they do with Pokemon as a franchise, because this can be very different than your traditional mainline game.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I liked Arceus. I didn't like ZA, but I would still be okay with them trying out new stuff. So, with that said, though, let's see. I think next up then is Champions. So that's the of course the most direct tie to us in the VGC scene. Pokemon Champions will be playing it, and starting off, the best news they could have given us. It still says right there, release date April 2026. What do you mean no date? It's like a month away. It's so soon to not be specific about what day in April. What do you mean? Crazy. Also, I just noticed the player.
It really
is.
is.
It says 1 to 2 players here, and I don't know if that means locally or if it means just online. If it's online, that means that like I guess that rules out what like multi battles and stuff like that, which we've had sometimes in the past. Which whatever. And then
Mhm.
if it's locally, it'd be interesting if you could like Pokemon Stadium style fight your friend with 2 different like rental teams or something like that. I don't know. But anyways, the bigger news is that yeah, they did not specify when in April. But the most important thing is like talking about like actual events that are going on. We have Orlando, which I believe is the 3rd, right? I think it's not even like the 6th; it's the
Yep.
3rd. Yes, that's the Friday. Is April 3rd. So Orlando, no chance it is going to be on Pokemon Champions. There's just no way that they could turn that around in time or anything. So
Well, these
I
games
was
like
in the camp.
typically release on Fridays too.
Yeah. Um, the
I think
the
the
Go ahead, Audie.
earliest they could do it reasonably is probably Los Angeles, which is the May 10th weekend. I'm
Okay.
not sure if there's a European regional the first weekend of May, but like if this comes out mid-April, then it's going to be really and I mean hopefully we'd know if it was coming out early April, but yeah, if it comes out mid-April, then still like mid-May is still the earliest. But I would really like to know because if LA is the first regional of champions, I do really want to go to Los Angeles, but um maybe
Right.
maybe it won't come out for us until NAIC might be the first event. Wouldn't that be crazy? Or like it really could be Worlds theoretically. But I think that if it's coming out in April, they really want to get competitive battling on there as soon as possible because people are not going to be excited to play Regulation F or whatever regulation, which we still don't know yet, by the way. Whatever regulation we're going to be playing until Champions is the official platform.
Yeah, there is Prague, which is the 3rd or 4th weekend of April.
Okay.
It's like the 24th, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But
They're not going to
probably
be able to do that.
unlikely. Probably that one's gonna be SV as well.
Right. Yeah. While we're on the subject of that, I think I grabbed another tweet as well here that again this we've kind of like we're no longer necessarily directly associated with this, but the in-game ladder is just going to be Regulation I rules again. But we're playing Regulation F currently with like for the past couple months. It's been Reg I rules in game, and we've been playing Reg F. So this doesn't actually tell us anything directly, but if they had changed it, maybe it might have we could have read into it in some type of way. But they've just been staying the course. So. Um, but yeah, April 2026. So non-specific. So worrying that they can't tell us that part. And we haven't talked about the mobile delay. So mobile is releasing this summer. That I'm honestly curious if like that was what was holding it back the whole time. Like that's something that could have been like is that they wanted to release them together and then eventually are just kind of like saying, well, let's just ship the Switch version and then release the mobile one later. And Audie, I'm definitely parroting your take here because I'm in complete agreement. You were saying that it feels like a bit of a game killer.
I think this is an awful decision. Because if you think about it, the people who are getting Pokemon Champions when they already have a Nintendo Switch have already had the chance to try out VGC because they probably already have Scarlet and Violet. And so they're not you're going to get people who have dabbled in VGC to come back and try it out on Pokemon Champions again, but these are like mostly people who already engage with VGC in some capacity. There's not going to be a lot of people who hear about Pokemon Champions for the first time when it comes out on Nintendo Switch and are playing VGC for the very, very first time. As compared to when it comes out on mobile, you're going to get so many people who have never touched VGC before who are going to play it for the first time because, just like Pokemon Go, people are like, oh yeah, I was nostalgic for Pokemon back in the day, and so I'm just going to download this new Pokemon app and see what it's about if it's pushed correctly. To people, watching content, watching wolf videos, watching all sorts of Pokemon content, and just being interested in competitive Pokemon, but not having a Switch to actually play it. There's a lot of people like that out there, especially in like Asia. A lot of people don't have Switches. A lot of people don't have the games, but love Pokemon and play a lot on Pokemon Showdown. So by putting this people off, those are the people who are like actually the new players trying Pokemon Champions, and especially if it comes out and we see some of these megas are locked behind like battle passes, or maybe you have to get them early on, or you won't be able to get them very easily. You won't be able to unlock them very easily after that. Like if the people who start out early have a big advantage, keep in mind the people on mobile are not going to have Pokemon to transfer over. They're the ones who are going to have a hard time getting a team together with these new mechanics that we'll talk about. I just think it might be a really bad experience for these mobile players, the first time playing VGC, and they're just going to get stomped by people who've been playing for a long time. Are going to be having uphill battle and resources, and they're going to walk into a metagame that's already presumably pre-solved. And so that might suck for the new player experience, and mobile players are going to be so much more than people playing on Nintendo Switch when Champions is like all the way out, that I think launching the mobile game so much later is going to be is potentially going to be really, really devastating for Champions long term.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm imagining I'm imagining a new player going to their first regional, and they didn't buy the battle pass or play enough to unlock Urshifu, and I have Urshifu and they don't, which is just
Mhm.
crazy. Just actually insane.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean,
The,
I think
go
we
ahead.
saw that with it'll be megas, right? Megas are going to be either battle pass, or we see here like if you have to get Dragonite by a certain date, surely they will be able to get you one later on as well. But like, I don't know. That's an extra resource that you have to spend at some point when you're getting into the game, which is just harder for mobile players to get into it for the first time.
This is the this image here is the part that I've actually spent most of my time thinking about when it comes to Pokemon Champions, based on what we got in the trailer. Because, well, the trailer didn't really show any of this stuff. In fact, the trailer didn't show a whole lot of anything. It was very much a for TV commercial, and I think that's okay in the parts because, like, what Adi was saying is very true, that we don't really need to sell VGC players Pokemon Champions. That doesn't, like, they will get Pokemon Champions. We need to sell the general Pokemon audience on Champions so that they start playing VGC. But in the actual trailer, we got like literally like no news. So a lot of this news was on the website and stuff like that. Besides the fact that at the very end they said, it's releasing in April and mobile's delayed. Sorry. Like 2 seconds on screen. Adi?
Alex, I'm going to push back on something you said there. You said we need to get more Pokemon fans into Champions. And I disagree with that. I think that
Sure.
we need to get people who play Magic the Gathering and play Yu-Gi-Oh! And play like,
Oh,
Wakanda.
sure.
And all of them have like a background in competitive games. Would love a little mobile game to play when they're taking a shit or whatever. And are like those are people who all grew up with Pokemon. Everyone grew up with Pokemon, so they are nostalgic enough about it, and they've probably seen a Wolf video like at least show up on their recommended feed at some point. Those are all people we can get into Pokemon Champions really easily. If it's done well, but I'm actually less concerned about the people who already play Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. And so,
Yeah, because that's
actually,
the thing
Jimmy's
about
kind of-
Pokemon fans, right? Like they'll like Pokemon fans and like us, like we're getting it, like because we have
Yes.
to, we have no choice. Then like we're
Yeah.
like we're like the next game is not gonna have like player to player battling functionality. Like the full intention is to do any competitive multiplayer activity on Champion. So like we have to get it. Pokemon fans will get it. They'll get anything. They'll get anything that the Pokemon Company puts out.
Right.
But yeah, I actually I agree with Audi as well. When it comes to actually growing the game, like you have to be able to pull to for especially for this when it's like an exclusively competitive kind of situation. Like you have to be able to pull people that have background in competitive games and want to try it, and like the lack of immediate mobile functionality is rough for that because you got to buy a Switch or a Switch 2, and then you got to get Pokemon Champions, you got to get the Battle Pass, and whatever kind of microtransactions they're doing on there too, because we know they got microtransactions on there. Before, instead of just having a phone and getting Pokemon Champions on the App Store, now you got to buy a Switch for $300, buy a Switch 2 for $500, get Pokemon Champions. It's still a significant investment in the short term to get into the game at all.
Right.
And they know that because you look at all their commercials, all these trailers, and it's all someone on the phone on the bus, right? Like they know that they're trying to cater to mobile gamers. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like a big mistake. I don't want to hang us up on it, but I was really annoyed the more I thought about it.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you there 100%. It's this is what it's supposed to be about mobile being like that's just so huge. So maybe arguably bigger than the fact that we're playing our own game for VGC, like a dedicated VGC game, is just having mobile accessibility. So Pokemon Home,
And
this audio ahead.
And sort of tangentially changing the topic, but one thing that I've heard some YouTubers talk about, I know Sableye VGC Ryan had made a video talking about this. Once you release champions, there's going to be an influx of players, but what happens after that when you champions is just a product that is out that you maybe see a little trailer for every Pokemon presents here and there, but like, can you get new players into champions once Wind and Waves come out and there's no battling system on Winds and Waves? Like, is that a thing we're going to be able to do? It's like a very fair question, and it's pertinent with the release of champions, but also with the release of the new generation and how, and like you said, the question that you asked earlier, when are we actually going to get these Pokemon from Winds and Waves into champions? We don't know.
No, right? This is the part that I want to talk about right now, really quick. Is the well, maybe not quick because I'm curious to your guys' thoughts as well. Is the language here is different between home and champions than it is between other games. It says send to visit and send back, and it scares the shit out of me because it like I'm gonna use the number 10 here. It doesn't have to be specifically 10. It could be any number, but like let's say that I, want to use like Charizard from Scarlet and Violet in Pokemon Champions, and I send it to visit in Champions. Can I send Charizard over there for 10 days and then it has to be sent back? Can I send Charizard over there and only 10 Pokemon total, and then otherwise I have to start sending back? Like, I'm curious, like the send part, send to visit, send to back, send back. It's different than the deposit withdrawal language over here, and it definitely gives me very different vibes. So like it worries me a lot because like I don't know why they're differentiating it. The one idea could be because I don't know if this image details it. It's probably a different one somewhere along the line that they tell us that Pokemon in Champions can be trained like EV trained and stuff in one way, but then like it will not reflect that when they go back necessarily. Like I gotta find the image for that one, but I'm curious. What do you guys think about this send to visit, send back thing? Do you think I'm reading too much into it, or do you think it definitely is like something there?
No, it seems to imply that it's temporary, which
Yeah.
is interesting. Like how
Can I offer?
like yeah, go ahead.
Can I offer an alternative? I think that it's so one of the things we learned from the Chinese, I believe, thing that we'll talk about later, that they had a different trailer altogether. One of the things we learned is that you start out with 30 spaces in your box, and you can pay to get an additional 50 to get 80 spaces in your box. But if the premise is that you're playing with you only have 30 spaces in your box, you're not going to hold these Pokemon in Pokemon Champions permanently. And I think that's why it's send to visit. It's not like Pokemon Home where you can leave it in there for an indeterminate amount of time. You're not going to want to leave one Pokemon in Pokemon Champions for months and months and months. Maybe you will. I don't know. Like you will put an Incineroar in there and probably not take it out for months. But like, I think the idea is that it's less permanent than Pokemon Home, and that's why it's sending to visit. And then also, I think the way that they're describing it is like they send him to their ranch or something like that. Some of the in game is different than how they would describe it in Pokemon Home, where it is just boxes.
I did find the little blurb of text here. It says, if visiting Pokemon know moves that can't be used in Champions, they will have to learn new moves via training. If you train visiting Pokemon in Champions and return them, they will retain those training results when returned to Champions, unless they return a different form. Like it basically sounds like they will be kind of like a clean slate almost when you bring the Pokemon in, and like it's not actually like it almost exists in like two states. Like the like it'll remember what it was when it came into Champions, and then probably return to that when it goes back to home. But in Champions, you can do different stuff with the Pokemon. It seems like part of this is probably mostly referring to learn sets and move sets and whatnot. Like if like you're I don't know, Ogerpon knows Follow Me, but it turns out in Pokemon Champions they decided that they wanted to take Follow Me away from Ogerpon, and so when you bring it in there, it'll have to learn a new move, and maybe then also the reverse case. Ogerpon learns a new type of move in Pokemon Champions, and then when you trade it away from Champions back to home, it's going to forget that move because in other games it can't learn it. Stuff like that, maybe, is what they're referring to.
So this is the thing that confused me the most from this page, because normally if I transfer a Pokemon from Sword and Shield over to Scarlet and Violet, all of its moves get reset. And it just goes back to its level up move pool for that level. So if I transfer a Pokemon, I would expect if I transfer a Pokemon through Pokemon Home to Pokemon Champions, all of its moves would get reset, and it wouldn't. But this one says that if it knows moves that can't be used in Champions, which it shouldn't ever be able to do, if that was the case, it would have to learn new moves via training. So this seems to imply that the movesets will actually be retained when you transfer them over, which is just weird behavior. But it also makes me think more about the second part where it says if you train a Pokemon visiting Pokemon Champions and then return to the game, presumably they lose that training because they will retain that training when they return to Pokemon Champions. Now, does that mean that if I EV train a Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet, where I have infinite resources, I don't have to pay for any resources, and I transfer it over, will it keep that EV spread, or will the EVs get reset? And will I also have to use in-game currency to EV train my Pokemon?
I think that's very much what they want.
Because that's where. But then why would they also retain moves, right?
Yeah,
it's weird to retain moves and not retain EVs, and they could do it where, like the greedy way of doing it, right? The way that really extracts the most money possible from us, the customers, is to make it so everything gets reset, moves get reset, and EVs get reset, and you have to pay for all of that using in-game currency because that's just going to make you purchase the currency. The way that would be very nice and very kind to us is that if they retain moves unless the moves aren't usable, and also retain EV spreads unless we overwrite them. In which case, that would be great because I think most of us already have the game, already have a lot of in-game currency, already have a lot of competitively built Pokemon that we can just transfer over immediately and plug and play. But there's a lot of range where this could go based on those like 3 sentences, and I really don't know what they're going to do with that still.
Yeah, like it could be really good, but it also could be really awful.
Yeah.
There was a lot of I was reading a lot of speculation about like IVs as well, how they're not in the game.
Right.
And when it comes to like transfer and stuff, that's kind of something that leads me to believe that it might be a hard reset, and it might be a hard reset with no IVs, because like
IVs or
like you
EVs?
can't like if you IVs specifically, because say like because like IVs are not in the game, so if I get an instant in Champions, it's gonna have it would you would assume, I guess I would assume that it has 31 all or 0 all. But if I transfer my instant that has 27 speed EVs, used one of them at Milwaukee Regionals last year, what happens if IVs are not in the game? Does my instant have 79 speed or does it have 80 speed? It's like the kind of wording there kind of gives me pause a little bit, I'll say, about like transferring and like EVs and IVs and stuff like that. I'm a little concerned for sure.
There's a couple of good Twitch chat comments here that I want to go through really quick. Where Playus says IVs and EVs don't matter. Everything will have to be trained with VP, which I kind of buy that. They want you to have to use the in-game currency, and then right below that, Jimmy points out that our typical EV spreads don't quite line up with how they're doing EV spreads now. Like they are not trying to like EVs might not be stored in the game at all because EVs are like much bigger numbers. Whereas like in the trailers we see that the Pokemon. Let me find the page where they are changing their EVs here, because like it says like this is a 32 defense Whimsicott. Like we don't put we might put 32 points into the stat by putting 252 EVs in there, but 252 is a different number than 32, and maybe they just don't want to have the I don't know. The systems must just be different now, I guess, and so that's part of why I think that maybe there's a reset on the stats there. Also,
Yeah,
still on the screen is the
mathematically it seems
good.
to like mathematically, sorry to interrupt you.
You're good.
The mathematically the 32 number seems to just correspond to 252 EVs at level 50, like
Right.
4 plus 8 times 31 is 252.
Yes.
So it seems to correspond in the same way that our in-game understanding of EVs would, but you never know, man. You never know.
No, I know that I know that it's like the same number of points, except that extra point, right? We get like an extra point in this game for whatever reason, because you can see there's 2 in speed there. So weird. Get an extra EV. But yeah, and then Max is also pointing out he's worried about PP. You can still see here on the right that all of the moves are not PP'd up. They might just be like going back on that. We already did like a whole episode on that, so we don't really need to revisit the conversation behind PP. Audie, you had a comment though about the EVs?
Yes, I think we solved it actually. I think that it says training underwent in Pokemon Champions won't carry over to Pokemon Home. That might just be because even if you transfer a Pokemon over that has an EV spread, you still want to give it an extra point because it's going to have at least one extra point. Or at the very least, the EV spreads in Champions by definition cannot transfer back over to Pokemon Home because that's just too many EVs, right?
You would have too many EVs.
Yeah,
right?
It explains why trading from Pokemon that is specifically done in Pokemon Champions wouldn't transfer over, right? So that it does actually now make the surface level read of the moves carry over and the EVs carry over, but the EVs from Pokemon Champions won't carry over. It actually now that is very consistent.
Mm-hmm. And then this is a bit of a subject change, but Pokemon Ranger Emerald earlier said, I'm hoping there's a story mode in Champions. It may have that since they revealed some characters. I've said this before, but I really do hope the game has good single player content. I think that would be, it would not just be like a lot of fun, but also like another way to keep people hooked on playing the different systems in the game, playing the single player content to earn certain resources, maybe in a way that if you have trouble winning in the competitive battles, this is another way to earn VP would be a nice thing to have available. And I would be fine with this being the way to unlock mega stones that you missed the event for or whatever. Like, as long as there's just I don't mind engaging with this type of stuff to get unlocks. As long as it's not super time gatey or anything else annoying. But I'm really hoping there's good single player content. Let's see. Dude, a random battles function would be so cool. There's so many things they could do with this game, but also let's not get carried away. I don't know what they actually will end up doing, but
no, I never released my features that I think Pokemon Champions should have because I saw 3 other people make the same video. But no, I think random battles is it'd be stupid for them not to have it. I don't think they're going to have it, but I really think they should because it's still the most played format on Pokemon Showdown. And it's the easiest way to introduce someone to Pokemon is not give them a tutorial with helpful trainers and teach them how to play competitive. It's just throw them in the deep end with rain bats and let them click around and people will figure it out so quickly. And so I'd feel really bad if they didn't include random battles, but I don't think they're going to do it.
It would be so.
It would be fire though. I would be on that random bats ladder. I would be on there.
Ethan?
I even hope they implement 6v6 singles. I know somewhere in the trailer I only saw 3v3, I think. Which I'm not much of a singles player, but I mean Ranbats is 6v6, so I also hope they would do that. I think it would attract more of the singles.
Yeah, private battles mode, and they're having them pick 3 of their 6. I'm like,
I think that sucks.
Please.
Yeah. 3v3 singles is a much rougher format.
Right. Let's talk about the recruitment stuff. We talked a bit about the visiting, but now there's this recruitment feature. I was actually thinking Audie knew more about it than me, but he has a mouthful of food, so I will do my best to explain it. So it seems simple enough, though. You can try out a Pokemon or immediately recruit it. Permanently using your currency. There's also other ways to permanently recruit using. Wait, I thought it was tickets. Here we go, tickets.
Yeah, down there.
And so, tickets are another type of thing that I don't know. It feels like VP might be like, the way to earn Pokemon for free, and you can always just get VP by playing battles and stuff like that. But if you're, tired of being time gated, you can use these quick coupons. There's another type of currency, isn't there? Is it
There's
this one?
So yeah, so tickets or coupons are almost definitely the thing that you're going to be able to buy. This is what they're going to sell you. They're also probably going to be obtained through missions in games, but it does say primarily obtained, so not exclusively obtained through missions in games. And yeah, it's going to do everything that you would otherwise have to take time to do or pay to do. So quick coupons let you make it so you can recruit more Pokemon or recruit Pokemon more quickly. And then it looks like, so trial recruitment, you get it for 7 days, and it seems like it's free no matter what. Permanent recruitment costs VP, but if you also don't have the VP to fund it, then you can't buy VP, notably. They said you can't buy VP. So you can buy
Right.
a permanent recruitment and recruit it that way. Or otherwise, you could just do a trial recruitment, which is probably not what you want to do because you just spent money to get access to this Pokemon. And then
Yeah.
the last one is for training. Is that if you don't want to pay, I think I did the math, and it's like 2,100 VP to train a Pokemon fully from zeros and change all of its moves and its nature and everything. So if you don't want to pay the 2,100 VP, you can't afford the 2,100 VP, you could also use a ticket, which you can buy to train a Pokemon entirely.
Is that like a complete
so-
training? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And so that's everything from getting encountering the Pokemon, because you got to keep rolling to encounter it eventually, to training it to everything. So recruiting it to training it.
Right.
And so it seems like that's going to be the way the game is monetized. I think they also mentioned a battle pass feature of some sort, but it seems like the way they're going to monetize it is if you want to get a Pokemon, you either have to grind out currency and do it free to play, or you can just pay to get the team that you want a lot quicker. And I think that's totally fair and totally reasonable. And notably, again, if they make it really easy for us who already own Scarlet and Violet and Sword and Shield to get our Pokemon in game pretty quick, then they're mostly putting that burden on the mobile players who don't necessarily own Scarlet, Violet, Sword and Shield, all the Nintendo Switch games, or if they don't play Pokemon Go. Yeah, so I think that they're really. I think that's kind of the way they're monetizing it, and they're really monetizing it where they're going to try to make money off the mobile crowd more than they're going to make money off the people who are playing it on Switch.
Weirdly enough, I can't find the image that talks about it. I see the number. Oh, here we go. It's you can look at like 30 Pokemon every 22 hours. Is that how it works? I think that's what I remember.
You say
hearing.
30 Pokemon?
Yeah, is it not? I heard the number 30. I don't see the number referenced anywhere on screen currently. I do see the time though.
I kind of figured it was just the Pokemon that are on screen. It looks like there's like 10 Pokemon on stream on the recruitment page, the bottom there.
That is 10.
Yeah.
But you
10
see
Pokemon
different
every
mons every day, yeah.
Right.
You see
right.
different mons
hope
every
so.
time you click through this, but
It's a-
I don't know.
is
If you're
this
trying to get a
gotcha?
specific team of 6 Pokemon, yes, out of 6 Pokemon out of
It's a
350,
gotcha.
it's
Oh my
it's gonna
God.
take it's impossible. It's gonna take a while. You have to actually like collect a team, and if your box you only have 30 spaces in your boxes, it's not going to be able to build every team. So you got to pay for more space, of course. At that point, you can basically collect 80 competitive Pokemon at one point to use. But yes, they are going to try to make money off of you. That is how that's going to work. And honestly, I've seen some discourse about this. Donald, who didn't want to tweet this because he's a game developer, but he was like, "This is a good thing because this means that they can actually like focus on making the game good." But I don't know.
So the
of
thing
course, they're
I
going to
wanna
try to make
know,
money
Adi,
off of you.
I want to.
Yeah.
I just hope that there's a good medium path. You know, like I am not trying to come into this game and be like, I'm gonna be a freemium player or whatever. I'm not gonna put a single dime into it and expect it to be a reasonable experience because it's a free game and like they have to be able to make money off of it somehow. So I'm going to like put money into the game, but I'm hoping that you don't have to put hundreds of dollars into the game just to be able to like play it. Like I'm hoping that the medium path is reasonable at least.
Yeah, and my expectation is that at the very least, the medium path, or it should be a lot easier than that, if you already have Scarlet and Violet, Sword and Shield, and you can transfer competitive Pokemon. If you have it in Incineroar, because again, the IVs don't matter at that point. If you have an Incineroar, especially if you could EV train that Incineroar in your game, you can transfer it over, and it's basically free to train it up, right? And so I think for us, it's going to be very easy. And as long as you're willing to buy the newest game, right? As long as you're willing to buy Wind and Waves, you're probably not going to have to put money into it. But as soon as they release Winds and Waves, and all these uber powerful Pokemon from Winds and Waves take over the metagame, if you don't spend $80 on the new Nintendo Switch game, you probably are going to have to spend in-game currency to be competitive.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, I'm still wondering about not fully evolved Pokemon as well. I wonder how those are gonna work. 'Cause I don't think we've seen any. That's just
We've seen
random...
Pikachu. It's just Pikachu.
Yes. Sure. Let's see. So let's talk about this thing down here. So this is what they are showing, like formats, regulations, whatever you want to call them. It's gonna be miserable to call this thing regulation set MA. Are you kidding me? Can we like this? I don't know. Honestly, it would have been fine to go back to just calling it Reg A or Regulation A. Like, I think people would understand that it's like, you know, the new game Regulation A, Champions A, whatever. But sure, we're going into Regulation Set MA. And vibes wise, it seems like it. I don't know. This is just an image, and the image is, you know, it seems like it could be 2 months for a format. That's just, you know, based off of like our past experiences with Scarlet and Violet. Of course, a season is what they call the. Actually, I had that Cerebi one earlier. You know, ranked battle season 40 is regulation I. You know, like, do we actually think about these in terms of the season number? No, like, I don't think. I mean, honestly, the Japanese scene, they probably do. They probably think about it that way. But over here, I've never heard of anybody say like, you know, I did really well in, you know, in the regulation 36, sorry, in ranked battle season 36. But regardless, though, those seasons are 1 month, and we will probably be seeing the formats line up with this. And yeah, it seems like you play it for a month, and then there's some changes. Who knows how big those changes are? They talked about the ability to add the. Let me see. I'm trying to find it. It said something about, like, you know, Pokemon. You know, the Pokemon you can use and other parameters will change with each set of regulations, which is like par for the course. Of course, that doesn't actually say a whole lot. But like, it does make me wonder if, like, you know, Pokemon. I guess my main hope is that Pokemon can come out, because it feels like, you know, over the course of Scarlet and Violet, it was always accumulative or whatever. Like, we were always adding Pokemon to the game. I am hoping that, like, the legal list of Pokemon can be modified in ways that, you know, we can add in 30 new Pokemon, take out 30 Pokemon. That's a brand new game, you know? I mean, I just hope that the option exists.
Mm-hmm.
But
And I hope that they are willing to. I think that they're going to be very traditional, at least to start out, where they're going to keep adding a few new Pokemon, a few new Megas, especially. They're going to highlight the new Megas, in every one of these. And they can probably drip feed us new Pokemon until we get to, like, and they can go without releasing legendaries at all for a while, and they can start drip feeding us the Moltres and the Latios caliber legendaries, right? And then it's like they could do this until Winds and Waves comes out, and we can go a full 2 years with this. I think they also want to rotate through the. I think they want to rotate through the different, like, different, what's it called? Like Terrestrialization, Dynamax, all those things. Mechanics, yes, there we go. They want to rotate through those as well. And so we'll see exactly how they do this. But I think that the 2 month regulations are going to be a lot of fun, because it's going to mean that it's going to be a lot faster paced. They're going to be willing to change things more. They're hopefully going to experiment more. And yeah, it's going to be very different than what we're used to right now, where we're playing, you know, month 6 of Regulation F right now, and everyone's sick and tired of it. That's not going to hopefully happen again under Champions.
The stuff they missed out on just trying to push them up. Yeah, I think
Regulation DA is coming. Regulation DA, I will be there. Those Dynamax months.
I see what you're saying. I see. I was
so,
like, what did you mean by the D there? I'm confused. But no, the mechanics. Oh my god,
it's coming.
Wait,
okay. I'll give you one more hot take about this. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say
I'm ready
ZA.
to play.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was just gonna say I'm excited to play something that's not a Terra format, because I've never played competitive Pokemon outside of Terra.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I started in 2023. Was my
Terra
first one.
baby. It was so
Yeah.
funny to say Dynamax Baby. I don't know. Dynamax Baby has such like a ring to it, but Terra Baby is crazy.
Yeah. I'm a Dynamax baby.
Was the Return to Reg Age the first time Pokemon were removed from competitive play? I think
Series 6.
Series
Series
6.
6.
The
yeah.
worst
Series
format
6.
ever. The worst format ever.
Adi will say the
As
best.
the
Series
single
6.
greatest Series 6 player of all time, now the format sucked. But
So ass.
they did it so poorly because they took the first month's worth of Series 5. They took the user stats for the first month when no one knew it was good yet because it was a brand new list of Pokemon, which meant the bans were stupid and all over the place. Like Urshifu wasn't banned. Crazy. No, I think that, but speaking of Series 6, I think that one thing they really should do, again, is, yeah, they can have the main competitive mode, but they really should have like a second ladder that is fun, wacky formats with different rule sets that they have. Fans have made so many different creative rule sets and different formats that they can do. One, this makes you unlock more Pokemon, so it's just making them money if they have a different like fun weekly ladder. But yeah, I think that that's something that they really should do, and they really should experiment with all sorts of different rule sets that they can try out, and maybe some of them will get popular enough that they will maybe want to implement them into like official competition.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I think the next thing we have to mention is that there was just a lot of information outside of the U.S. trailer that we got, or the English trailer rather. I know Japan and China got like quite different stuff in theirs. I'm trying to remember. We're just gonna use Zabandon's tweet here to go through some of the bigger information. But I know the one thing mostly mentioned is like the battle pass. I don't think I saw the battle pass anywhere in any of these other sites. And so, yeah, it's time for the battle pass. I really, I'm wanting to put a Santa hat on my Incineroar. I'm still hoping that we get to put a Santa hat on Incineroar or just anything stupid to dress up the Pokemon. I think it's mostly just going to be trainer cosmetics. I think that's actually down the line a little bit. But yeah, let's see. Oh, this is another one that's also, we were talking about the box sizes earlier, or the box like space, how you get like 30 Pokemon in the free pass. Why is it in every image that it's 5 Pokemon in a row, dude? Or 5 Pokemon, like, that's just...
There's
How
no way
could
they
they-
don't know that there aren't 6 Pokemon per team.
Like, it's so bad.
What are they doing?
How could they mess that up so bad? It's been this way for years. For years. That one's hilarious. And then yeah, they're also selling you music. You can get music from the battle pass or from buying the booster starter pack thing. But hats interfere with Terra. You actually got a really good point there, Jimmy. That's unfortunately a very good point. But anyway,
I do think, speaking of cosmetics, I think that putting cosmetics on Pokemon kind of devalues like shiny Pokemon and Pokemon with marks on them that already kind of have
Sure.
that little bonus. I also, but that being said, like it doesn't make sense for there to be shiny Pokemon in Pokemon Champions, right? Or to be able to encounter shiny Pokemon in Pokemon Champions. Maybe you can.
right.
I hadn't thought of that.
We don't. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It could, maybe it couldn't, but surely if you transfer a shiny Pokemon over, or you transfer a Pokemon with a mark over, it should still have the little bonus effect to reward collectors who have been playing the games for as long as they have.
Right.
I hope.
I honestly forgot about marks when you said it. Like there was like the different types of shinies in Scarlet and Violet, like the square shiny thing. I can't remember it.
Mhm.
Here's some of the stuff on customization though. They said you can change outfits and your pre-battle pose, Pokeball throw animation, your victory animation. Those are all pretty fun. I mean, I'm down for those. I like, these are the type of things that I won't pay for directly, but also like if they come in the battle pass, like I'll mess with them. That's fun. Let's see. This seems like there might be a spectator mode, which would be exciting. We would love to, get back some of the basic features that we had in previous experiences. So, that would be awesome. Let's see. And let's just talk about the trainers. Where's the one on the battle pass? Here we go. Battle pass. So yeah, I mean, if we're playing a mobile game, it's gotta have some good, like, battle pass gotcha element type stuff. And it seems like it's gonna have all of them. Who's excited? Who's excited?
They got Embor locked behind a paywall.
Dude.
Look at that. Free
We're-
him.
I know, dude. It's so funny. It's
Free
so
him.
funny.
He's locked behind a paywall.
I hate
There's
that.
no
I
way-
hate that so
$5.99
much.
a month.
He better be busted, dude. Like, are they really like?
He's
How
not.
strong-
He's gonna be trash.
He's-
He's gonna be trash.
No, but like the sorry, the mega, because he gets a mega now, right? That mega's
Yeah.
gotta be. I bet. Oh man, we know the stats of the mega already. Are they? I just don't think it's gonna be good, huh? There's just no way.
It's very it's I remember saying it was ability dependent, but they're also ability dependent.
They're also ability dependent.
They're gonna give it reckless again, and it's gonna
Give
be
it
awful.
parental bond,
Okay.
like old parental bond, like unnerved parental bond. Anyways, yeah, the battle pass though.
No,
is-
like just everyone's got to be remember that there is a real possibility that this game is just like gotcha to shit and it's unplayable and unless you're paying money, and like not to say it's likely to have that, but like it is a mobile game, and I don't know. I actually am worried that like you see that and you see the Mega MBOR the MBOR-ite there behind the battle pass as well, and it would really suck if you had to pay money to get access to certain megas. Like it would not be great. And I hope that that's not the only way to get Mega MBOR, for example. Because it's important that free to play players, even if they have to grind a lot, are at least on like a semi-level playing field.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I didn't buy the battle pass, so I can't use Mega Kang. Oh no!
Right?
Right?
Would love it, dude. That's awesome. That just sounds like the future we deserve. Speaking of items, people are mentioning items. I had a friend freaking out about items. They're like, they have not shown items at all in a single trailer. No Pokemon are holding items. Are we playing without items? Items have been removed from the game. Then eventually this image came about, so I had to go find it here. But it does say right there in the background, held items. So items should still be here. Don't worry. Anyways, let's see. So talk about back to the. I don't know if there's any other crazy stuff in the tweaks. Yeah, then they're just going to talk about different Pokemon that were revealed, and you know what, I can wait to see what the actual competitive dex is. I think that's fine. We'll save that for a slower week on Tub Takes. So, anyways, we talked about this, talked about that, and that. So I guess it's time to. I don't know. I don't think there's any other major champions news, I think, at this point. So it is kind of funny. Most of the interesting juicy stuff, as I said before, none of it was really in the trailer. It was all just like stuff on different websites and stuff. The trailer was just like, look at these kids have fun, and you know, that's fine. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to talking about Seattle. So Seattle Regionals ended up with no other like major Pokemon Day news or events or anything like that. I gotta say though, I've never actually been to the convention center, and I really like our convention center. It's like kind of dope. Being separate from TCG also really, really cool. We should do that every time.
Yeah, that was awesome. I loved
Yeah,
that.
the convention center was dope, man. I think I posted about that like on Saturday. I was like, this is the best convention center I've ever been to for VGC.
Yeah.
If they had Seattle, I mean, even before I cut the regional, I was like, if they had Seattle every year, I would go back every year.
Mhm.
It was dope. I thought the convention center was great.
Oh yeah, the fire alarm incident on the TCG side, that was nuts. Thankfully we didn't have to deal with that. It was so funny just like hearing on the intercom over on the VGC side where they just like said a bunch of words, and then at the end they said like, please everybody stay calm, and I was like, what is going on over there? And then afterwards they say like, okay guys, we are going to pause play for now. We get that it's very loud. We are going to pause play. And over on the VGC side, we're completely separate. We have no clue what's going on. I'm like, is somebody like screaming at their opponent? Like, what is happening over there? It turned out to just be a fire alarm, but we had fun theorying. Anyways. Yeah, excellent convention center, and yeah, just otherwise a pretty good experience. It also felt like it was moving pretty fast, so they did a good job with that as well. And so let's dive into some of these teams. We'll start from the top and work our way down. But Carson ended up taking it all. Carson St. Denis with this Whimsicott like balanced offense type team. It's got, you know, elements of both the aggressive side with, you know, Reggie Drago being able to put out such a strong immediate offense, but then you've got like Ensign and Light Screen Whimsicott to you know, help your Pokemon take hits well. I don't believe this is a brand new comp. I feel like somebody might have used it at EUIC, but probably not to like the, you know, the highest of placements or anything like that. Like it definitely was not like, you know, something on the top of people's threat list, I guess, at least going into the tournament.
Yeah, it was definitely on ladder.
Yes.
Respect to CSD,
Yes.
man. He was whooping me on ladder when we were prepping. I was like tripping crazy about this team. I had to have people tell me like, dude, you're probably not gonna play this at the regional. But if I did play him here, I probably would have gotten whooped. So because in the prep when I was laddering and prepping and stuff, I was getting whooped by this.
And I don't think I fought Carson myself, but I had a friend who sent me like replays. They were like, I've been fighting this team on ladder. Do we need a plan for it? And I was like, I don't really think so. Like I mean, it's probably just one person, but you know, honestly, maybe I was wrong there.
And Carson had 4 of the same 6 Pokemon at Toronto Regionals, with the Whimsicott, Goldie, Ensign, and Urshifu, with all the same sets. Whimsicott being not as commonly used this format, and so it does seem like something that he was very comfortable with, and he's been kind of working on this concept. I think his
In
Toronto
H.
team won a Victory Road Tour. What was that?
Oh, I was just saying as well, like it goes back to H even, I think.
Yeah, he had
because I think
women's and
Carson
gold
Does
in
it?
H too.
Yeah,
Okay.
Whimsy, Ensign, Gold. There's a lot of these elements used. Kiana used it at UIC. Yeah, there we go. Okay. But yeah, I think, and like was it Maddie Morgan, I think, is also involved, maybe. I think. Anyways.
I know they're friends. I don't know if
Yeah.
Maddie's been on P2 Bear like the entire format.
Oh, you're right. Actually, Maddie has been using that this time around. But I think in H they were working together on similar builds. Maybe. But yeah, anyways, Sebastian ended up taking second with the Rain team. Like this Rain team, it has a decent number of modifications. I think usually it's Booster Flutter, Sash Pow, Helmet, or Life Orb on the Pelipper, and then the rest is kind of just, you know, whatever. I guess maybe Citrus Amoonguss. So just like a couple, like, you know, taking a build and, you know, making your own, and ended up going all the way to finals with it. I think I was doing some poking around. I think Sebastian used the same build to get like top 32 in the GC as well. So otherwise, it's a team that was, again, probably not people. It was definitely not somebody's main focus to have a good Rain matchup, but like this was probably the most common 6 Pokemon on Pelipper builds at this point, at least.
Yeah, it's pretty standard Rain. I think, Alex, were you the one asking me if we thought the Pado Rain team was going to pick up?
I don't remember if it was
No.
me necessarily or not, but I do remember Pado was using it, and it was just like, yeah, it definitely seems like, you know, if they do well with it, then a lot of people would flock to it because it seems like a pretty strong build. And I don't know if these changes were like necessary or if the old version could have, you know, gone as far as it did, but like Life Orb Pow was definitely looking really annoying to deal with on the stream, and I'm sure the power of Specs Flutter was probably also pretty nice.
Yeah, and I think Rain players kind of, I feel like Rain has not been reinvented. It's kind of just been the same stuff, make small adjustments, adjust to the format, and then it does have some really good matchups, and there are some teams that are really not prepared to deal with it, and it can get overrun by, you know, just Urshifu in Rain, Choice Scarf, Terra Grass, or with Shed Pow next to it. Like, just does so much damage. Pelipper can be really hard for teams to deal with, so it's cool to see Rain finally do well. I was a big Rain believer for a lot of RegF, and it felt like it was always getting top 16. You know, never really breaking in, maybe a top 8 here and there, but like never really doing especially well. So it's cool to see it get all the way to second place.
Right.
No Protect on Pelly is correct, Pokemon Ranger Emerald, and the reason is because if they're targeting Pelipper, it means they're not targeting the scary Pokemon.
That's true.
You encourage them to kill the Pelipper. That's the Pokemon you want them to target.
Yeah, no, Pelipper's it's greedy, but like also really strong. To you just have all the moves. I don't really want to talk about Colin's team. It's boring as shit. I'll give a quick story on it though that I think is funny because Colin used Cresselia in EUIC and it didn't go the hottest for him, and then he switched back to trying Porygon 2, which for EUIC I kept telling him you should run the Porygon 2 version. It's better. And then he started using the Porygon 2 version, was doing really well, and he said, "Guys, if I try to use Cresselia again, you can stab me." And I said, like, I'm gonna be the first one. Like, I want to be the first person that gets to stab you because I was so mad at him for using Cresselia when Porygon 2 is just better. Then he has like a panic a week out and goes back to Cresselia and it works out for him. So I was rooting against Cresselia only because I wanted to be right, but of course I was rooting for Colin to do well. So yeah, but this is ultimately, I think it's exactly Aaron Brock's OTS. I don't believe he used like the same EVs because I don't think Aaron Brock ever made those public until now. I think NJ ended up posting them on Twitter recently if people want to go do some digging. But I think it's the exact same OTS, so probably nothing too exciting to say here. Emilio, on the other hand, using some crazy stuff. Landorus at nothing, dude. It's got no item, which is breaking my website here.
Yeah, his Lando had no item. It actually had no item.
Wait, did he actually have to play with no item?
I was told when I played him in top 8 that it was Life Orb.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm lying. It has a life orb.
Yeah, actually,
no, he had a.
Go ahead.
This might literally be my fault too because I helped him get the mons the night before. It was me and one other person helping him get the mons the night before the tour, and
right.
It was, I think, like it wasn't like, yeah, it was sorry. I'm trying to remember which like what is correct, as in like he didn't put life orb on the sheet or it wasn't holding a life orb. I think what it was it was life orb on the sheet, but his Lando in game was not holding a life orb in round 1, and he like realized it after round 1 and went to a judge about it, and they gave him a game loss in game 2, but like let him fix it. And like, sorry, he got a game loss in round 2. They let him fix it. So it's that being the case makes it funny that it's listed on the OTS as no item, because he was allowed to fix it and make it life orb. But yeah, I was like, when he was playing on stream, I was asked by many people if he was actually not holding a life orb, and I really just should have lied. I should have been like, yeah, Slender's got no item.
He's just crazy like that, dude. He wanted knockoff to do less damage. Anyways, yeah, some people are pointing out, I guess it is the same 5 as Wolf's team with very different sets, I guess, across the board. It's Chi-Yu instead of Incin, which is like, oh, that's just another Fire Dark type. Of course, it's just the same thing. But I think it makes it far more aggressive, of course. This is like I don't know. It actually looks genuinely like a tough team to be stable with, you know? Like, it just seems like it's so offense oriented, with Amoonguss being the only real like defensive backbone. So I could see this being a team that like people pick up and struggle to use nearly as well as Emilio, because Emilio just plays offensive teams so well.
Yeah, it's casino gambling too.
True.
Of can miss.
You do got all the Sands here. No Rain Dance at all. Nothing that can help your Sandseer or Bleak Wind. Okay, next up, yeah, so Ethan, let's go ahead and dive into yours. So tell us a bit, you don't have to go into like a full team report or anything like that, but tell us a bit about your team and what ended up leading you to choosing it.
Yeah, so when I first made this team, it was back in RegF 2 years ago. It did not have Water Shifu or didn't have Water Shifu, and it didn't have Ogerpon. It used to be Chi-Yu and Darker Shifu. And then eventually I settled on this team by Orlando 2 years ago, and that was my best placement so far. And then RegF ended. So I was sad because I feel like I had just scratched the surface with this team, and that's why, I was so glad that RegF came back. I wanted another shot with this team. I felt like I understood it really well and what it could do. and just maybe a couple changes here and there, and I could really do really well. It's really, 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 really aggressive. I have basically no defensive terrors besides Indeedee and Tornadus. You don't see many speed booster crowns either. That's something that I really preferred over the special attack booster, just because for certain teams, like the speed boost really came into play. Like it made it really annoying for some people to get around it. Because if I'm in Tailwind, I just outspeed everything. You can't do anything. And I think the great thing about Speed Booster was I found that a lot of the times my hardest matchups were the ones where I have to bring Tornadus and Indeedee. And with Speed Booster Iron Crown against like slower like Tail Room teams, I can deny Trick Room with Imprison and then also not have to bring Torn because Iron Crown is so fast that it's just outspeeding everything anyways. And for the
Mhm.
threats that it does not outspeed, I have Redirection. So that just made my matchup into a lot of those teams a lot better. um, I know I wasn't sure if Imprisoned DD was really something that was popular before Toronto. But I know that like some Iron Crown teams could function in Trick Room, but I already knew back last Reg F that my team absolutely just gets cooked by Trick Room if it ever goes up. So that's where I
Mhm.
decided on Imprison. I think the only change from then was that I got rid of Dazzle for Helping Hand because Dazzling Gleam kind of sucks on Indeedee. It doesn't do anything. So
Yeah, you can already
um,
kind of get past those Sash Pokemon with Tachyon Cutter, so at least you got that going for you.
yeah, and
Uh,
Rocky Helmet.
True, true. One other thing that I guess I'm curious about is Sunny Day. It feels like most of the Torns on these teams are running Rain Dance. And you've gone in the opposite direction. Is it a bit more of a defensive tool against, Sir Urshifu and Rain teams, or is it really just there to enable the Ogerpon and Flutter to go off? Or both, I guess.
Um, I think the primary function is to enable Ogerpon and Fluttermane. I know. So my Fluttermane is it's a speed booster. So I wanted Sunny Day because I ran into problems with a lot of like Icy Wind teams, and if I'm in the sun and Flutter gets a speed drop from Icy Wind, I'm still outspeeding everything, besides like maybe other Fluttermane, because then I'm just neutral speed. So that really helped. And then Ogerpon is just ridiculous, does ridiculous damage in Sun. And
Of
then you
course.
saw it in the set against Emilio in game one, like the turn one, game one Sunny Day that I used. It was because I was thinking like as long as he doesn't click Terrastellar Close Combat, I'm chilling. So I could use defensively like that too. Like it can help Iron Crown. Like if for some reason I cannot Oko an Urshifu that's sitting in front of me, I can Sunny Day if I don't already have Tailwind up, and now it's either clicking CC or it's doing like nothing with Surging Strikes. That
That
situation
is
didn't come
nice.
up that much in practice, but it's something that I've seen before. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, it just helps make Fluttermane really unstoppable.
Yeah, yeah. That is it's fun that you can like flex it depending on the situation as well, because like I mean just keep making opposing Urshifu miserable is also just of course fun. um then in your run, what would you say was like the one most like standout match?
Uh, I gotta think. It's funny. I always remember my losses the most. Adam. Oh my god, I played like such a bot. I practiced into that team so much on ladder. I saw it all the time, and the game plan that I used on Showdown ladder was basically what I used against Adam, and Adam just played really well, and I just never adjusted. Um, so I remember that one. My match
I
against
gotta
Tang
say,
was really
Ethan,
fun.
let me cut you off here really quick and say I think whenever I ask this question, you might be the first person to ever mention a loss, and like I actually think you're goaded for that because like it just it gives like it's giving me like a growth mindset type thing where it's just like I'm not thinking about that time that I popped off on some strong player. I'm thinking about the time that I could have played better. Like that's just I love it.
Yeah, I've been oh my god. It's good and bad cuz honestly, I'm pretty hard on myself sometimes. Like last couple days since the tournament ended, I've been really thinking about my set with Emilio and how I could have won. It's kind of been eating me up. But I'm trying to, be positive like hey, this is my best performance ever. So I'm trying to stay
All right.
positive, but yeah, I am trying to learn from my mistakes too.
Mm-hmm.
So that I
Absolutely.
can next time whoever I play, if I make it that far again, I won't make the same mistake again.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Absolutely.
outside of that, I remember I guess I'm thinking of like the ones that I remember the most against Haruki Sato.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so one of the matchups I was actually scared of most was Paul Chua's team. This isn't Paul Chua's team, but so my matchup into this was a little bit better. But I remember this set a lot because I felt a little bad because he missed an ice cold crash in game 1 to lose the game, and then he missed an icy win in game 2 to lose the game.
Oh
Um,
no.
so that wasn't fun. But I thought I played the set overall like pretty well. I think made some good calls.
Yeah.
And then I
And then
think lastly, probably like my set against Justin Tang was fun. I actually the way he played it, the way he played it was not the way I thought he would play it. So I mean if I play this again at a tournament, I don't want to reveal like how what I was most scared of him doing.
sure.
But he played really well. The game 2 adjustments were really nice. And then in game 3 he just got the call wrong on turn 1 and lost on the spot. But that's kind of how this matchup goes sometimes. Iron Crown felt like particularly unstoppable in this matchup. Like I know I watched he did a stream earlier today and he said he was adamant Ogerpon, which was surprising because I was like, oh, he was playing like his Ogerpon wasn't faster than my Crown in Tailwind, and I was like, oh, is he adamant? Like, no way, and he was.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this set was pretty fun. It was I want Iron Crown to do well because I love this Pokemon. So it's kind of sad that the 2 Iron Crowns that were in top cut paired into each other.
True.
But yeah, this was fun. It's always nice beating a good player, I guess. That
Right,
was
of
really
course, of
cool.
course. I mean, you gotta you got top 8 here, so obviously you gotta, have that confidence in yourself, of course. Um all right, Rob, let's actually jump over to yours, and then we can look at the rest of the teams in top 8. So you ended up bringing Pow Knight to this, and yeah, I'm kind of curious what led you to picking that, and how did it feel? How did it go?
It felt great. Many people who know me know that I am a Tailwind hyper offense career merchant. What we were doing that I was looking at that. There was like a trend like last week or like 2 weeks ago where
Right.
people were like screenshotting their Limitless pages, and I swear to you, you pull up my shit, torn, whims for everything. So um so going in, I always kind of like if I'm not using if I get a little bit of I get a little bit of nervous if I don't have a prankster Tailwind bot on my team, because I'm like, damn, I've never done well with this shit ever. But the team was so good. I think it was the best team I've ever brought to an event. I thought the floor was really high. I thought the team was really easy to use, and it was really easy to skill diff because I have Instant Amoonguss, and I can click knockoff Spore because I'm really good at Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, the team was great. Um, I I decided pretty late that I wanted to use Pow Knight. I was using a lot of like balance adjacent kind of things in the weeks leading up, because I was just looking at the format, and I was like, man, I kind of don't want to leave the house without Flutter Ursh, and then I left the house without Flutter Ursh.
Mm-hmm.
I just I mentioned this when I posted it after the tournament, but um I took a lot of ideas from Ivar Vlieger's team from EYC that he went 11-3 with. It's 5 of these 6, but it has a Heatran, and
Right.
Heatran sucks. Heatran is a chud. I used Heatran at Toronto, and he sucked. So I was not about to bring that guy out of the house again. Um but I thought Pound Knight was really good, and like most of the bet like most balanced teams are not very good at trading with Pound Knight. early game, and the other main thing about breaking balance is that like most of these balance teams can't beat both Band Knight and Amoonguss at the same time. So balance games felt really good. The Torn games I was farming. But I lost to the same matchup twice. I
Oh,
lost to
no.
Crest Bear. I lost to Crest Bear 2 out of 3 times. And I will be thinking about these ones for a while. I am a salesman, my brother. I sold my ass off. Respect to Colin. Respect to Colin. He played great. Congrats to him. He played really well. I sold my ass off. Oh my god. I will be thinking about parting shotting to my Ogerpon and letting it take 100% for a while. I've been thinking about that since it happened.
Oh, wait, did you post your
So
face or no?
I did, but
What is that
if I
Overcon
bring
spread
it,
again? Can you remind me? Is it
it's not, it's fast. It's not
it's
bulky.
yeah, I did not believe it possible when it got O-code. I was like, that's
Yeah,
not possible. How is that possible?
yeah, it was not fat. But yeah, that sucked. I hated to see this run go out the way that it did. Cuz anyone who knows me knows that many of my significant performances have been on the Sword and Shield video games. So it's been a long drought. It's been like 4 years of SV like barely accomplishing anything. So like this one felt really good. It felt really good to finally get one. Um uh but yeah, I thought the team was awesome.
You did still beat some pretty scary looking stuff. I mean, you managed to beat a Fari there, Fari there, Fari there. You never want to see that as a Dragonite player, a choice.
I
band
know.
player
I
there,
played. I
specifically.
played against a lot. I played against a lot of Farage. Like a combo. I played. I mean, I'm looking at it. I played it 5 times. Um,
Oh yeah,
but
round one
like
there. Yeah.
it's when I look at the schedule, it's a little bit frustrating to look back on because I really think I had a lot of influence over every set I lost. Uh, I felt like there was a lot like many ways I could play better. So I think I could have won every set that I played, and then like in the sets that I won, like it was pretty smooth for the most part. Um, but Mo did fry me round 9. Bit ups to him. He owned me so bad turn 1 game 3, like so bad. Oh, that one makes me mad too. Oh my lord. He turn 1 game to like I into every trick room I was leading Instant Amoonguss, and I was just like clicking Nox Spore. And he game 3 I terra my Amoonguss for no reason, and I click Nox Spore, and because I'm like, man, like Indeedee Hat always has to
Don't.
click follow me.
Oh
And Diddy Hat
no.
always has to click follow me because I can parting shot, and he clicks Healing Wish Trick Room, and I magic bounce Spore myself, and I
No!
lose the game.
No!
I lose the game, and I was so mad.
No.
Oh my lord, I was like, I was so mad, but it was a fire play. So I mean, big ups to him. He got me real bad on that one. But other than that, I have a lot to be proud of.
Yeah.
The wins were what they were. The Dondozo game was a counter. The Dondozo game round 12 was a counter team, and I played like God.
Yes.
The
2-2-2 is a counter team.
It is a count. Look at the Dozo. Look at that. He's Cloak Oblivious Terra Grass. I was tweaking. I was actually tweaking.
Counter
Like,
team by 2-2-2 is too funny though. I'm sorry, Rob.
It's low.
But that set is obnoxious. That set is obnoxious.
It was low key frying me. Like, I ended up getting like completely destroyed game 1 because I thought I could like I thought I could like mid ground lead against him and like play something that's like okay into each of the twos, and it just didn't work. Like I just got completely owned. I think
Mhm.
I forfeited turn 2, and I was like, it might be over, brother. Um, but I called the leads right, and then he went towards the dozo side game 3, and I played like God. Like that one felt really really good. But yeah, I mean, uh, r- like I relate to a lot of what Ethan was saying about like being frustrated about it in the aftermath, because I really think I could have and maybe should have won every set I played this
Mhm. Mhm.
weekend. But there's still a lot to be happy about. It's my best finish ever. Um, and if I look at the bracket, like even if the set with Colin didn't go the way that it did, like I said before, Carson was whooping my ass on ladder. So
Yeah. Did
I
you feel
do
good into the
not
rain as
think.
well?
Yeah, I did. Like
Oh, okay. Okay.
it was definitely playable. Like I Arch is like a little annoying. I have to leverage Spore, but when it comes to like the offensive pieces, like um seeing Scarf Ursh when I have Raging Bolt, Wellspring, Amoonguss is a positive emotion. It feels
That's
really
true.
good.
That's true.
But yeah, the main thing is that like the Arch is a little bit difficult.
Right. 100%.
But yeah, I think I would have had a solid shot in that matchup. And then if like I don't speculate. I don't speculate on things that are not reality.
Sure.
So but yeah, really happy about it. Great tour.
Oh, I was about to say that the last two teams that we have to talk about here were the same. Actually, they are just 5 of the same 6. Is that these two right here? Yeah, I think I'm seeing that right. Tarn
Yes.
ended up using this build that it's kind of funny because it's the we were talking about the Wolf team earlier. I believe this is special attack booster Flutter still, but it's Icy Wind Terra Grass. It's like a really unconventional set that some of the European players have been trying out. And then Bear with just like no slow mode at all. Like we're not even gonna pretend that like Bear is a Pokemon that was ever meant to use Trick Room. This is a Tailwind Bear. So I like that. That's funny. Um, and just the evil double Terra Steel duo. These guys are just they're the villains of this format, in my opinion. I'm sorry to say, but like Steel Ursh paired with Steel Torn, lead them both. Which one am I going to Terra? You can't kill the one that I do. GG, shake my hand. It's so annoying. Um, and then yeah, Dominic had the Raging Bolt. Um, the and just otherwise like a balance type team, a lot of similar elements to the one we just looked at, of course. So nothing too crazy, but like I think this was absolutely an Amoonguss tour. I think we see so many Amoonguss didn't end up winning the whole thing, but I think like Amoonguss had a lot of showings in the top seeds there. Second, double top 4, triple top 8. Wait, hold on. Is it every? Did I see that? Is
It's
it
more
every
than half
team?
of top 16.
But wait, is it
It's
every team
like
except the winner in top 8?
No,
No, no,
my
no,
team
Ethan,
didn't
you
have
don't have it.
Amoonguss.
no,
Ethan
I
Ethan
don't
didn't
have
didn't
have
have
it.
it.
Amoonguss.
Oh, right, right.
Ethan and CST didn't have it.
True. Oh my
Yeah, I think
gosh.
All
it's
right.
just like I think it's pretty. I mean, it was like it was a tailwind tournament too. You know, like it was there was torn on 4 teams, I think 4 or 5,
Right. And Wims there as well.
and whims on that. Like I to me it's kind of indicative. Like it's kind of indicative that like um the offense shells are a little ahead right now in terms of like in terms of the metagame, like it. And like I know like North Americans like definitely have an inclination to not using balance the way that Europeans do, but like
Right.
when it's this, you know, when it's this lopsided, you know, like there's one balance there's one balance player in like hard balance. Like in terms of like Raging Bull balance.
Right.
I think those teams are just like kind of lacking the tools to deal with offense right now, and especially deal with Amoonguss right now. And I think they all know that. Like, Amoonguss was always really, really, really good into those teams, but like these like the teams that did really well are also leveraging Amoonguss in ways that are like really difficult for the standard balance teams to deal with. And depending how much more metagame we have left, we don't know. We don't know. We might have 1 month. We might have 4. So
True.
It would interest me to see kind of what adjustments are made, like going into Houston and Orlando as well, since that one is probably it might be Reg F, but Houston definitely, since that is our last regional of the format.
Yeah, that one's confirmed. It was also a POW Night tournament. You with Kian and Joe all got top 16 or better with some POW Nighting. So POW Night doing pretty good. It wasn't a tournament
I played Kian in top 16. I related to what Ethan said as well about playing another Spam player in top 16. I played Kian in top 16. Love Kian. I really fuck with Kian. Shout out to him. Stupid set. Really stupid.
Yes.
Like we were really leading night into night, and we were clicking. Like,
yeah,
it was like really guessy. But shout out to him. He had a great run as well, and we had like so many of the same tools. Pound Night, Instant Amoonguss.
Right.
Which was really good. It was fire.
I also
go ahead.
I also got to play Kian earlier in the tournament. I wish I could have played POW D Night all day because I farmed the fuck out of that team.
yeah, I feel that. I mean, Spam loves to see the priority spam team.
Yes.
You know what you also probably love to see as a Spam player is Rillaboom not making the day 2 graphic. I don't have that here ready to
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. I played it.
I could not believe that.
And this is where I think Rob, you were saying you were talking about balance place in the metagame, but I kind of just think people didn't use it. A lot of people didn't a lot of the best players in the West Coast tend not to bring the more boring balancey teams, and so that was part of why it just wasn't as represented. It was the best players that we saw at the tournament brought a lot of different weird archetypes, and also a lot of the things that we highlight, especially a lot of bear. It feels like, but I do have a piece of trivia for you. Alex, you mentioned Amoonguss is one of the biggest overachievers, and I have a question. Amoonguss is the 5th highest day 2 conversion rate to day 2 out of all Pokemon. That has more than 10 uses, which is about 1% usage.
Sure.
Which Pokemon had the highest conversion rate to day 2 among Pokemon that had more than 10 people use it in the entire tournament?
At this tour?
At this tour.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it Dragonite then?
No, Dragonite's not ranked at all. Or it's just not highly ranked.
More than exactly like 10 people.
Yeah.
More than 10 people. I'll give you a clue. There were 6 of these in day 2.
Okay. Stealing Max's answer for King Gambit, is he right?
Not King Gambit. King Gambit is number 6, actually, behind Amoonguss.
So behind Amoonguss, okay. Huh. So something common.
King Gambit did have 6 in day 2, though. It was 28 in the tournament.
There was 10 in the tournament, and then no, you didn't say how many.
At least 10 in the tournament. At least 10
in the tournament, and 6 made day 2. This is tricky. All right, I'm gonna throw up one more, and if anybody else has one, feel free. Otherwise, reveal it. But I'm gonna guess a really shitty answer here, which is Blood Moon.
It's not Blood Moon.
Okay.
Any final guesses?
Strike.
Okay, no, because chat got it. John Marshadow got it. It is Sneasler.
Sneasler.
There were 6 Sneasler.
Oh my
There were 6 Sneasler in day 2. Pull it up.
I played one.
See the Sneasler teams.
I played one round 8. This crazy Ninetales team. I believe 2 people made day 2 with it. I played Sophie round 8 of Swiss, and like a hilarious set to me. The team was really cool. It's Sub Torn, which I think is awesome.
That is kind of gas.
Sub Torn is sick. Scarf and DD Specs Flutter is pretty cool. I didn't really know what the Ninetales was doing, but it did come to a game against me. My anecdote about my set into this was I got super owned early in game one. Like I clicked a priority move on Indeedee swap into Flutter, and I got completely owned. But I ended up in an end game where I have I 1v2'd Sneasler and Ninetales with Ogerpon with Wellspring, because I mind controlled her into believing that my Ogerpon was slow because I was spamming Protect every other turn in front of Sneasler Ninetales. And I had a reason for this. I thought the Sneasler could have been Jolly. But there was a turn where she protected in front of my Ogerpon, and I was like, oh my god, she's slow, she's adamant, and my Ogerpon's Jolly. So
did it swap
was
out or did it not unburden?
Yeah, it had swapped. So it had
I
swapped.
get you.
So
Yeah.
it didn't have the boost. So I'm looking at the sheet. I'm looking at that sheet. I'm like, all right, bro, how can I win this one? And I protected again in front of Sneasler Ninetales, and I was like, dude, she's fucking encoring me right now. She's gonna encore me because she thinks I'm slow, and she encores me into Ivy Cudgel as I go first, and I win the game.
No,
It's like,
way,
dude,
no.
oh my god.
That's tough.
It was so fire. This team was super cool team. Very kind person too. Shout out to her. She had a great tournament.
Hell yeah. What are some of the odder teams that we haven't covered yet?
Some other weird teams. You want to pull up the Oinkalon that made day 2?
I do want to pull up the Oinkalon.
Oh, I remember playing that team in the GC. I was like, what the fuck is this?
You played it in
the GC. It almost cooked me. I could not fucking believe it.
Wait, I didn't realize. I heard about the Oinkalon. I didn't know it was Trista. I thought it was somebody I hadn't heard of or something. It's Trista.
Quick, what does Aroma Veil do? Does anyone know?
No sleep.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah. Wait.
Is that Aroma Veil?
No, that's not Aroma Veil. See, everybody got it wrong. Everybody got it wrong.
Wait, it's Sweet Veil. Not no sleep.
Aroma Veil is the no status move one. Yeah. Sweet Veil's no sleep. Aroma Veil is no status. Like, you can't encore the pig. You can't taunt the pig. You can't.
Is it just the pig, or is it the pig?
Isn't there a secondary condition for that to be true?
I think it's the partner
sounds like
too.
good as gold.
I think it's the partner. No, it doesn't stop parting shot.
Toxic. You can get Will-O-Wisp. You can get parting
shot. Thunder Wave, parting shot. Those all fly.
Okay.
It's the mental herb type moves. I think that.
Oh, like so taunt and encore.
Yes, those type of moves are prevented.
Yeah, we were looking at this one, and they were like, and we were like, why is it play rough for? Like, we're play rough on this shitty ass
to beat Hydreigon. To beat Hydreigon,
specifically Roaring Moon.
I don't.
Roaring Moon, yeah.
It's for you're clicking unstab play rough with this fucking pig for specifically Roaring Moon.
Dude, I wish Trista hit me up. Oinkalon is the only shiny I found in Scarlet and Violet. Or not the only, but the first one I found. So I got me a shiny pig.
And Pink Split CM is a crazy
set. Araquanid here too.
I did think it wide guard.
I think there were it's a pretty wide Pokemon. You gotta pull up the Weirder. That also made it too. I think this was on stream.
That's what I wanted to see.
Guess who lost the winning into the Weirder? None other than yours.
Wait, did you lose the winner into Weirder?
I did, dude. I did.
No, this guy's a demon. This guy's genuinely a demon. Shout out to him. I played him at Vegas. He was my winning in at Vegas. I had a tweet about this. Like, I won't harp on it, but like he had Icicle Spear, Inteleon, and Snowball Annihilate So he
Oh
would
my
side Icicle
God.
Spear and Snowball. Anyone know what Snowball does? I now know what Snowball
I know
does.
what it does. I do actually. It's
Um,
attack raise on ice hit it, right?
yeah, so you would
Oh my
boost your Rage
god.
Fix, you would boost your Rage Fist and get an attack boost. And then like he was also like Pelipper, so he could like rain. He had rain and could like and could
Snipe
shot
shot.
in rain
Yeah.
outside of and because that ignores redirection, right?
Yep.
That's what that does.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, so it was a crazy, crazy, crazy team. I was like, I was tweaking. I was genuinely tweaking playing against him. He is a demon. Shout out to him.
The
Glad he got one too. It's
this
the craziest team I've ever seen.
Yeah, this team is super funny. I mean, I really wanted to be able to rely on my Incineroar against Psy Spam and Expanding Force, but the Zapdos was definitely putting that to bed. And I thought I had won the end game. I thought I was fine. Zapdos was at like 50%. My Ogerpon was intimidated, and it was at +1. And I go for Ivy Cudgel, and it lives the Ivy Cudgel. Terrified, sorry. Like, it's Terrified. So I was like, a super effective Ivy Cudgel is doing half to Zapdos. I don't care. And it lived, and I lost. And I was like, oh, well, okay, cool. So yeah, there's definitely some crazy ass stuff on this team, 100%.
Yeah. You want to pull up the Murkrow Iron Boulder team that's all mentioned in chat?
Ooh, I do not.
Is that the
what do you mean-
first
what do you mean
recorded Terra
Murkrow?
Rock Day 2?
Terra
That would be a
Rock?
crazy
surely
stat.
not. I mean,
Oh.
Cornerstones made it too.
True.
Other than Cornerstone,
Yeah.
like
Even though they won the
not
tournament.
required, like an optional Terra Rock. Like you had the option to not be Terra Rock, and you were Terra Rock.
Right. Snarl, Tailwind, Haze, Sunny Day. Sure. Honestly, Snarl Murkrow probably slays the mirror, dude. He's probably owning
Bro,
those
but
Iron
yeah,
Crowns.
I would not want to play this. And Sunny Day, I can't Urshifu them. What the hell?
You could Ogerpon it though, but you have to get your Ogerpon through Iron
Yeah.
Boulder because you're gonna get Mighty Cleaved.
Yep.
Iron
Wing
Boulder's
Trailblaze
fire.
Bonnet.
I believe that I don't think this is the first Iron Boulder finish.
No,
I
and not only that, it's not the only Iron Boulder in day 2.
Oh
Quinn
my
White had a
lord!
crazier team in day 2 with
Holy
Iron
shit.
Boulder. Yeah.
Cook.
What the
Trailblaze,
hell?
Mind stored power.
Trailblaze Thief, you are amazing. Trailblaze Thief, you are unbelievable.
What the hell, dude? What am I looking at? Oh my god. But I love that they like couldn't get too freaky with it. We still got our boy Ensign here. Like Ensign's still keeping the team together. Oh, I love it. That's funny. That's yeah.
Man,
There's
it's so funny. It's like all these like crazy, insane support sets, and like I'm looking at what I brought, and I'm like, this is a classic Rob team. No setup moves. We're clicking moves that deal damage.
dude,
All right,
8
Alex,
4.
pull up Billy Helm's team. You just passed it.
Okay.
The
Yeah,
Reggie
Billy.
Gigas team.
Sure. Yeah.
So someone said in our Discord in Tub that Billy won the GC, and I was like, wait, was he using Gigas? And everyone's like, no, he was not using Gigas. But I was like, okay, but I lost to a Billy using Gigas in the GC. And apparently it's this guy who made day 2 with Gigas. I lost to this team.
That's funny.
It's cool to see Gigas in day 2. Yeah.
We got the fake tears power up those.
My old Gen 8 ball knowers.
Yeah, this
We-
does
we had
look
we had a couple
like,
we had a couple Reggie Gigas weeks a couple years ago.
It's actually funny. Only half of these Pokemon are like not Gen 9, but it still just gives Sword and Shield vibes because it's got Moltres plus Weezing Gigas. So
Yeah, those were all really good. Those were all really good in Natdex Gen 8.
All right. And then we got to pull up ESM's team because it is cool. I know we've seen stuff like that before, but he is always on some creative stuff.
You can search by Latios, can't you?
that's true.
Yeah,
I should
Latios
start by
was on it.
Latios. Let's go for Latios.
Bang!
Yeah, as far as I know from him directly, Latios is the main MVP. Like not only can you Terra Steel and completely wall out a Landorus, but there's just so many Pokemon that it's able to 1v1. and it does way more damage than people are ready for, even still after him having used it in other formats and stuff. Like, it's just those Dracos really hurt. It's kind of sick. Yeah, and then
Yeah,
otherwise,
like
just
Dragon Psychic is a playable typing too. Like you have double Urshifu resist. Not
You
that
do?
Latios's bulk is impressive, but
right.
you do resist both Surging Strikes and CC, which not many things do.
This team is just like all of his boys, truly, because it's got the double rocks up top, and then like he always just uses Rillaboom. This time it's not Miracle Seed, nothing exciting there. And then just Latios as well, like just using all the ones that they got him here.
Yeah, man, this is classic. This is vintage ESM. Shout out to him.
100%. Yeah. So a lot of cool teams here, and yeah, it's just like if you wanted the clearest sign that West Coast just doesn't rock with balance, it's the fact that Rillaboom didn't make the graphic on day 2. It's just so funny. There's so many crazy creative teams. The Drifblim that made day 2, honestly, we don't need to pull up the Drifblim. I'm not going to give them the light of day. I'm not going to give them attention. They don't deserve it.
Yeah, I would not. I
Oh my
would need
God.
to practice kindness if that Drifblim team went up on screen.
I agree.
So I played that team in the GC, and so the 4th move slot on my flutter used to be Power Gem. I never clicked it. I'm like, you know what? I'm not. If I play this team in a regional, I'm not losing to it. I'm just slapping Perish Song on my flutter. I don't care.
Real. I love it. I was feeling the same. Like for the GC, I was like, you need to have like Haze for this GC because everybody's running stupid Drifblim. Like it's just annoying. We don't need to talk about it anymore. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Smart Money. I'm only remembering to mention Smart Money because I think I got the best pick. So
You did?
I picked Colin. Colin did well. I actually don't know how Co finished.
Yeah. Ko got
Day
top
2.
32. I think he got 31st.
Oh, okay, so at the bottom of the top 32. It's
And
right there, yeah.
and
Boring ass stuff.
no, all things considered, we defended home turf pretty well. Taran missed top cut, right? X3.
No.
No, Terran
no, he
Terran
made
was
it.
Taran
Very
did
much
top
got
eight.
top 8. Very much got top 8.
So Taran did pretty well, but I know Joji didn't do super well either. Joji
That's
went
true.
5-3. Scott roasted Joji on stream, and I was really sad to see Scott ended 5-3 as well. But he played super well against Joji.
Yeah, Scott was a great shout for Smart Money. That's a real Regaf demon. He lives at the top of that ladder, like many accounts. He's the only person who uses his team, other than Demetrios, who got
also
the
did
team
well
from
with
him
it.
and got top, who had the team from him and got top 16. Shout out to him. But
Right.
yeah, Scott was a really good shout for Smart Money. He is a real Regaf demon.
Absolutely. Yeah, that stream set, that was so sad because like I mean Audi, I also caught it because I had finished quickly enough. Like it was crazy. It was a beat down. I'm sorry, Suika, but like goddamn. It was cool. Keeley Fried Co. day 1. Yeah, let's go Keeley. I think that was on a side TV. I swear I heard somebody recorded it. Anyways, I think that's gonna be it for this episode. So Rob, Ethan, thank you guys for both joining us this week. And again, congrats on your finishes.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, for sure, man. Thank you all for having me on. Audie and I talked about this before we went on the show, but I'm gonna rehash it. I have a good amount of history with the Audie channel in Gen 8, so I was talking to Audie at Portland over drinks, and I was like, Audie, when am I getting on Tough Takes, man? And he was like, have you cut a regional? And I was like, no, bro. I have not cut a regional. And he was like, cut a regional, and then I'll put you on Tough Takes. So I'm more happy than the result that I could make good on that. So thank y'all for having me on. I appreciate
That's
it.
what it's all about. It's all about proving Audi wrong. That's what it's all about.
I totally understand. I'm glad that I inspired you to do well. I'm glad. I'll take credit for it.
It was always about Tough Takes. It was never about VGC. It was always about Tough Takes.
Of course. Well, if you guys are here now, but you didn't catch the beginning of the show, it's going to be uploaded on YouTube tomorrow on Audi's YouTube channel, CK49. And yeah, with that, then we're gonna figure out who we're gonna throw the raid over to. And yeah, we'll be back next week probably to talk about some more VGC news. I actually don't know what tournaments are upcoming, so I don't really know what they're gonna be the main subjects, but we'll definitely figure things out.
We'll figure it out. Go say hi to Yamiklo, who looks like they're playing Reg I. It looks like, or Reg J, whatever
Okay,
it is,
cool, cool.
with Simzation. So, yeah.
All right, peace out, peeps. Have a
Someone's
good night.
actually playing VGC at this time of night, which is not normally the case.
That's true. All right, later.
Right, have a good night.